The Matrix wasn't just a sci-fi movie, it was a wake-up call. When it hit theaters in 1999, it cracked open reality itself and asked a question no blockbuster had dared to ask before. What if the world around you is a lie? Directors Lana and Lily Wachowski didn't just build a movie. They built a universe of philosophy, action, and rebellion. Every frame was a revolution. Black leather coats, slow-motion bullets, and green code dripping like digital rain. Nothing about it was ordinary. But behind those iconic sunglasses and impossible stunts were stories of exhaustion, injuries, and ideas that almost never made it to screen. The Matrix changed how movies were shot, how stories were told, and how people thought about the world itself. Today, we're plugging into the system to uncover 20 weird and incredible facts about the Matrix, the ones even die-hard fans don't know. Number 20. Keanu couldn't kick before filming began. Keanu Reeves couldn't even kick properly. He'd just had neck surgery and could barely move. While others jumped and flipped, Keanu was learning to walk again. Yet, he refused to quit. He trained for months, every day, sometimes in pain so bad he couldn't bend his neck. But that quiet determination became Neo's soul. When you see him fight on screen, you're watching someone who earned every move. It looked effortless, but it came from real pain. Number 19. The fight took 10 days. That first big fight, Neo versus Morpheus, looks quick and smooth, but it took 10 full days to film. 10 days of kicks, punches, wire pulls, and sweaty exhaustion. The set was like a gym mixed with chaos. Director Lana Wachowski wanted every punch to feel like poetry. By the end, everyone had bruises, sore arms, and smiles. It's one of the most famous fights in movie history, yet behind the camera, it was just muscle, sweat, and madness. It looked like magic, but it was all hard work. Number 18. The pill was real. Candy. Remember the red and blue pills? They became a symbol of choice and truth. But those famous pills weren't medicine at all. They were jelly beans. The Wachowskis needed something shiny, simple, and safe for the actors to hold under bright lights. So they went to a candy store. Every time Neo stares down at those pills, he's really staring at candy. It's funny how something sweet carried such a deep meaning. What looked like a world-changing choice was actually a handful of sugar. Number 17. The green code came from sushi. That glowing green code dripping down the screen wasn't computer language. It came from sushi recipes. The designer, Simon Whiteley, scanned characters from his Japanese wife's cookbook. Every noodle, every piece of tempura became part of the Matrix. So when you watch that endless stream of digital rain, you're really looking at Japanese food turned into art. Old recipes became the future. The past lived again through code. Number 16. Everyone thought it would fail. Before the movie came out, studios didn't believe in it. Executives said it was too weird, too smart, and too confusing. Even some crew members didn't understand the story. They thought no one would watch a movie about machines and minds. But the Wachowskis never gave up. They built their world, piece by piece, until it made sense. When it finally hit theaters, the same people who doubted it couldn't stop watching it. What was once called too strange became a legend. Number 15. Carrie-Anne Moss broke her ankle. During one intense chase, Trinity jumps across rooftops. The stunt looked easy, but Carrie-Anne Moss twisted her ankle badly. She didn't tell anyone because she was afraid she'd lose the role, so she kept running, jumping, and kicking through pain. The result? A scene so smooth you'd never guess the actress was injured. What looked effortless was courage in disguise. Number 14. The lobby explosion was real. That wild lobby shootout? Real explosions, real dust, real chaos. The crew built that entire lobby from scratch. only to destroy it in one scene. Every chunk of flying concrete and smoke came from practical effects, not computers. When the last shot ended, the set was gone. The actors were covered in ash and sweat, smiling through the smoke. It looked like CGI, but it was pure destruction caught on camera. Number 13. Bullet time was invented for this movie. The Matrix didn't just use bullet time, it created it. Dozens of still cameras surrounded the actors in a circle. Each one took a picture at the same instant. When played together, they froze time and spun the camera around. It was slow motion like no one had ever seen before. Other movies tried to copy it later, but none captured the same feeling. The world stopped, the bullets slowed, and movie history changed forever. Number 12. Hugo Weaving. Couldn't see through his glasses. Agent Smith's glasses looked cool, but Hugo Weaving could barely see through them. The lenses were so dark and reflective that every movement was a guess. Sometimes he'd swing his fists and miss because he couldn't see where Neo was standing. Still, he made Agent Smith terrifying. Calm voice, sharp words, and slow movements. What looked like perfect control was actually blind luck. Number 11. It rained for real. In the final fight between Neo and Smith, the rain is constant, heavy, cold, and endless. That rain wasn't fake. The crew used real water, pouring thousands of gallons over the actors. The lights made each drop sparkle like falling glass. Everyone was soaked for hours, shivering between takes. But that real rain gave the fight its power. What looked like a digital storm was nature itself joining the story. Number 10. Keanu lived like Neo. During training, Keanu barely went out. He studied philosophy, read about reality and dreams, and lived quietly. He even stopped using his phone for weeks to disconnect. The other actors said he started to become Neo, calm, curious, and always thinking. When he said, "I know Kung Fu," it felt real because, in a way, he did. What looked like acting was transformation. Number 9. The phone booth saved everything. The movie almost had a different ending. Early scripts didn't include the phone booth escape, but one of the Wachowskis remembered how phone booths connect people between worlds, the real and the digital. So they added it back. That ringing phone became a symbol of freedom, of returning home. It was a small detail that changed the story's rhythm. What looked like a prop became a lifeline. Number 8. The cast trained like soldiers. Before filming began, the main actors trained for 4 months straight, 8 hours a day. Their teacher, Yuen Wu-ping, was a martial arts master from Hong Kong. At first, he refused to work on the movie, but once he met the Wachowskis, he agreed, on one condition: no one could start filming until the actors were truly ready. They trained until their muscles ached, until movement became instinct. What looked like movie fighting was real discipline. Number 7. The sunglasses had a secret. Each character's sunglasses were custom made to show personality. Neo's lenses were circular, balanced, and searching. Morpheus's were oval, wise and calm. Agent Smith's were sharp and flat, cold and inhuman. Even the reflections were planned so you could see who a character was facing. Every glare told a story. What looked like fashion was storytelling in disguise. Number 6. A real thunderstorm. Stopped filming. During the rooftop scenes, a real thunderstorm hit the city. The lightning flashes looked amazing on camera, but it was too dangerous to keep filming. The crew hid under metal frames while the wind roared. Later, the directors used some of that real lightning in the final shots. The storm became part of the world. What looked like special effects was just Earth showing off. Number 5. Neo's passport hid a clue. If you pause the movie during the police scene, you can glimpse Neo's passport. The expiry date says September 11th, 2001. The film came out in 1999, long before that date became tragic history. Fans still wonder if it was coincidence or fate. What looked like a random prop later felt like a strange whisper from the future. Number 4. The code reflected in glass. Every time someone sees the Matrix code reflected in glasses or mirrors, that's not CGI. It's real light projection. The team used real screens filled with moving symbols to reflect off surfaces. They wanted the illusion to feel physical, not digital. That's why everything seems so tactile, so alive. What looked like virtual effects was old school filmmaking. Number 3. The red dress woman was a trick. During Neo's training scene, he gets distracted by a Ishite, woman in a red dress. But here's the twist. That entire crowd was made of the same people. Extras reused again and again, wearing different clothes. The team filmed them multiple times to make it look crowded. The red dress woman wasn't just a distraction for Neo. It was one for the audience too. What looked like a busy street was clever illusion. Number 2. The opening scene nearly killed the crew. The first scene, with Trinity flying through the air and kicking police, was filmed first. The wire rigs were new and dangerous. When she leaped across the building, the cables snapped too hard, throwing her off balance. Everyone gasped, thinking she'd fall. But Carrie-Anne Moss held on, finished the move, and landed perfectly. The scene became the movie's first miracle. What looked like perfect grace was almost disaster. Number 1. The Wachowskis had to explain the script page by page. When the Wachowskis first pitched The Matrix, no one understood it. So they drew every shot, every camera move, and every idea in a massive comic-style storyboard. It took weeks. They carried that book into meetings and flipped through it like a visual Bible. That's how they convinced Warner Brothers to say yes. Without those drawings, the movie might never have existed. What looked like a dream became real through pure imagination. Bonus fact: Neo almost wore white. In early designs, Neo was supposed to wear white, the color of purity and truth. But during camera tests, the Wachowskis realized it didn't fit. White blended with the bright lights, making Neo look ghostly. So they switched to black leather, giving him a shadowy, mysterious look. The costume change shifted the entire tone of the movie, from hopeful hero to reluctant savior. One color changed everything. One small choice rewrote movie history. The Matrix wasn't just a movie. It was a question wrapped in leather and light. It made us wonder what's real, what's fake, and what makes us human. Every fight, every line of code, every drop of rain carried a piece of that question. Neo's journey wasn't about bullets or machines. It was about belief, the power to wake up, to choose, to see. If you enjoyed these stories, subscribe for more. Every movie hides a truth, and we'll keep uncovering them, one story at a time.